In this video, I'm going to be telling you guys exactly what Ripple and the SEC are going to be discussing and communicating in their meet and confer meeting that is held around this time today. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you guys smash that like button, show your support by subscribing to the channel with post notifications if you are brand new, and comment your thoughts down below. Just a quick mention and a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor or a legal advisor, so I'm not giving you legal or financial advice, and let's jump right into today's video. Now, just so you guys understand, all the information I'm getting was from yesterday's telephonic SEC conference between Ripple, the SEC, and Judge Netburn. And Judge Netburn basically told them what they're going to be discussing and what should they discuss in this meeting confer that's held today. With the first thing being, when is this deposition to obviously subpoena Hinman? This is a major key aspect of the meeting because we are going to know exactly when and what time the deposition will take place. That being said, the deposition was supposed to be held on Monday, and that is in around 3 days or so. But after the telephonic conference between the SEC and Judge Netburn and Ripple, the SEC decided that they might need some extra time to fulfill paperwork and get William Hinman to get depositioned. And so the judge replied with, "You guys can do whatever you'd like. Basically just meet and confer and decide, send me the result and I will accept or decline that." And so today's meeting confer is going to give us an exact time and date to when this deposition is going to take place and when we should await it. Another major thing that is going to be discussed in today's meeting, and I'm really sorry about the cars that are making a bit of a noise because the window's open, but the next thing that they're going to be discussing is internal memos. Now, this was mentioned closer to the end of the telephonic conference, in which one of the lawyers on the Ripple team quickly mentioned, "Judge, you know the internal memos that you agreed for us to actually receive from the SEC, and you know what's funny is that you mentioned it twice and we filed a claim and they still, to this day, didn't give us not even one single internal memo." And so we are telling the SEC, and hopefully that they will be able to actually now give us, since they know that we are going to go back to court. If they don't, maybe they will give it to us now. And so we would like you to get involved. So what the judge replied in is, once again, meet and confirm today's meeting today afternoon, which is yesterday afternoon, and then send me a letter that includes the internal memo, the deposition time and date, and any other detail about those two, and then I will decide what to do. On the next thing that they will be discussing about the lawsuit date is possibly making the lawsuit actually shorter in length. This was mentioned by the Ripple lawyers once the SEC started to claim that Ripple was trying to delay and use those types of tactics, in which the Ripple lawyer replied in, "It's Judge, I wasn't going to mention this, but since the SEC keeps on mentioning this multiple times and saying that we would like a delay, we actually don't even really need this time. We are just kind of using the extra time that you granted the SEC, but at any point in time, if you would like to go ahead and shorten the length, we would be fine with it." Again, I am paraphrasing everything they said in my own words, so these are not the exact words that they actually said. And so we are going to see that there is a possibility they are going to speak about shortening the length of this entire lawsuit, and we might even see the end of this lawsuit, maybe even the foreign notice discovery, come a lot earlier than what was expected. Another major thing that is going to be on the discussion list for this meeting confer between the SEC and Ripple is going to be something about the deposition, and this is going to be what can and cannot be asked. So, if you guys didn't know, the motion that was granted for this deposition was partially granted, in which the SEC was able to answer or was not able to answer questions, or did not have to, that were in relative to any third parties that dealt with Hinman. while they must answer to any questions that dealt with anything in relative to the speech that Hinman made in 2018. Now, the catch here is that there are middle questions that are relative to the speech, but also have third parties linked in them, like one of the examples that the Chris Larson lawyer actually used, which is the meeting with the founder of Ethereum 1 week prior to the speech. When that was mentioned to the judge, again, closer to the end of the actual telephonic conference, the judge replied with, "I'm going to leave this to the parties to meet and confer and then send me a letter." Again, mentioning this once again to try and explain, I want you guys to discuss and send me the results in the letter that you're going to be sending to me on the afternoon of July 16th. Multiple times as well throughout this entire lawsuit and throughout this entire telephonic conference, the judge constantly mentioned to both parties that we would like you guys to meet and confer and fix this whole case outside of judicial orders. And that overall led me to believe that the judge would like both parties to settle on an agreement. And this is what kind of brings me to see that they will possibly talk about a settlement. So that being said, it is really exciting, and these are probably going to be the main key points that are on the discussion list between the SEC and Ripple in today's meeting. Alright guys, so I do want to quickly mention something that is very important to this deposition that's going to be taking place, that's possibly and most likely on Monday, July 19th, and that is William Hinman. A lot of people have been highlighting the fact that William Hinman will most likely not speak and will not answer any questions that Ripple has in relative to, the SEC lawsuits or any connections that he has with Ethereum or his speech or basically anything. Something that I just want to go ahead and actually point out as well and add on to that is something important that was mentioned. And let's have a quick highlight here to exactly what I want to go ahead and read for you guys. And it says, starting off, Judge Netburn also said she is very much inclined to have Mr. Hinman sitting twice and admitted to that the SEC will likely direct Hinman not to answer much of the questions. Still, the judge asks both parties to work out the scope of its deposition. This is something important because it highlights the fact that even the judge understands that most likely Hinman is not going to answer any questions, or he's not going to reply, or he's not going to speak, or maybe he won't answer any questions directly in general, or he'll give an answer that isn't clear. All of these things in some sort are not going to kind of benefit Ripple. And so she's kind of pointing that out to Ripple and telling them that, listen, this is something, okay, I'm going to give to you, but I wonder how you're going to take it because he's not going to answer much of your questions. And so we are doing a lot of research on my end. I am personally doing so much research. I've been reading a lot of articles. And in conclusion, the reality is that legally, yes, William Hinman cannot answer any questions. But if he doesn't, it kind of brings a big gray shade around him because what are you hiding? There must be something that you are doing that should not have been done, that is not allowed, and so you are trying to cover that by not answering. So the real question is, will he not speak? And I believe he will speak with words that try and make it seem as if it's confusing. So in short, he won't really get to the point, he will just try and go around it. That being said, I'm not a legal advisor, nor do I know much about the legal space. I do know my very basics, but do not take my word for any of this. He might be straightforward and just give you clear answers, or he might not answer at all as well. Just to add a cherry on top of everything, guys, since I know the XRP community is an amazing one, if we find out that William Hinman and the SEC does not fully recognize Ethereum and Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency, and XRP actually wins the lawsuit, Well, XRP would be the only official cryptocurrency that is 100% regulated, and so that would make XRP's price boom even higher than previously. Alright guys, before I end off this video, again I want to remind you to please smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you are brand new to the channel, since I'm going to have another crazy upload coming out very soon, and join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. All the links are down below in the description. We're trying to make the biggest XRP crypto Discord out there, so every joiner could help and you'll get the latest news as well. So that being said, I hope you do enjoy this video and I'll see you next time.